Gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Okay. So let's find our supported fish, either using those blocks or the bolster, and make sure that the head and neck is really nicely supported. If you're using the blocks, probably on the highest level. And if you're using the bolster, maybe a block on top of the bolster, and make sure that that center prop really is in the center. There we are. Ooh. And you can choose to have the legs in butterfly, soles of the feet together, or you might wish to have them a little bit longer all the way along the mat. So as you become settled here in this supported fish, I'd like you to keep your eyes open and just focusing on something just up above you on the ceiling. Maybe nothing at all, but a single point of gaze. Relaxing the area around the eyes, softening through the forehead, the jaw and the teeth. And allowing your breath to flow freely through the nostrils, breathing in and out. Really trying to soften the neck and throat. Allowing the shoulders to release, the chest to open. The rib cage molds itself around your prop, dropping either side. And really feel that gravity is pulling you downwards so that you can fully let go and release and really allow a sense of surrender to the prop. Our practice today is for the upper body, so working into the chest, the shoulders, upper and middle back, a little bit into the sides of the rib cage, and maybe a little bit of core work as well. See how we get on. And as you're here, just take note of how you feel. Ask yourself the question, how are you today? And really listen to that answer that comes back from the mind and the body. In yoga, we want to have that union, the mind and body working together. And in functional movement, we want to be able to honor and respect our body through functional movement of the anatomy, not pushing past our range of motion or overstretching to a place of pain or at risk of injury. So as you become prepared and focused mentally and physically for the practice today, just ask yourself, what would you like to receive? What benefits would you like to get from this practice today? Wiggling the fingers. Bring some movement back into the wrists, and then just lift the elbows away so that you can gently mobilize a little bit into the shoulders. So you can start to circle the shoulders up and back or forwards and down. Might have a little bit of free movement there with the props underneath you. And then bring the palms of the hands down by the hips and gently press into the elbows so that you can start to lift the head to look along the body. And then if the legs are all the way along the mat, that's okay. You can bring the soles of the feet back. And then lift the knees together nice and carefully, placing the soles of the feet down, knees bent, and then just press yourself up carefully to look between the knees. So you're up onto the elbows and the forearms, looking forward, trying not to take pressure or strain into the neck here. Drawing the abdomen back slightly to the lower spine. And then press over onto one elbow and take away your props. Roll down nice and slowly. Come all the way onto your back for a moment of rest in a neutral corpse pose. And just feel what it's like to come out of supported fish there with those blocks or bolster. Draw the knees in towards the chest and start to roll through the spine. Spread and lift the shoulder blades up, making sure that the upper and the middle back really fully connect to the mat. And then keeping the knees where they are in towards the chest, release the arms out at shoulder height, palms face up. We're going to start to roll the knees over, just using the core strength, front, back, and side. So start to lower the knees over to the right, keeping the left shoulder nice and anchored and the knees squeezing together. Maybe the feet come down, maybe the knees come down, trying not to lift up the left chest or the left shoulder. Breathe in, bring it back into center. Breathe out, go to the left side. Keeping the right shoulder anchored. Breathe in, bring into center. Breathe out, go to the other side once more. Nice deep exhale. Breath in, breath out there. Next breath in, bring yourself back. And then over to the other side. And last and final time. Exhaling over to the right. See if you get a little bit more depth in that supine twist there. Keeping the knees squeezing together. Maybe the feet come down, maybe the knees, but keep drawing down the left shoulder. Breathe into center, and last and final time over to the other side. Anchor through the right shoulder blade, pulling yourself down to the right and letting the knees drop to the left. Breathe in to the center. Release the legs all the way along the mat. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Reach, well, up to the sky, I say behind you, behind their head. Reach the fingers away, reach the toes. Full stretch here, full body stretch. So reaching fingers, reaching toes, stretch all the way along the torso. Feel the rib cage starting to expand and open. And then shuffle the shoulders over to the right corner of your mat, coming into our banana asana shape. And shuffle the feet. Taking hold of the left wrist, maybe dropping the left ankle over the right foot. And then just settle in. Let's find 10 breaths here. So breathing in and out of equal length. Trying to release through the left side of your body. And feel the expansiveness of that left rib cage, really nice and open. If you feel tightness into the chest or the arms or the armpits here and the shoulders, the arms don't have to be connected. They can obviously be apart and you can be in cactus. We want more of that C shape of the body. Shuffling the head, the shoulders, and the arms back into the center, realigning, release the top leg. Take a moment's rest, breathing in, breathing out. Lift the arms up, big stretch, this time interlace the fingers, press back through the palms. Flex the feet this time, press through the soles of the feet, still stretching. And then release, shuffle the shoulders over to the left. Shuffle the feet over to the left and maybe choosing to take hold of the right wrist and crossing the right ankle over the left. Soften in as you breathe out. Feel the stretch down the right side of your body. Trying to soften and relax as much as you can in the armpits, the shoulders. And then breathing in, shuffling the arms, the shoulders back into the center, releasing the hands down by the side of the body, releasing the feet, and coming back into neutral. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. And just start to roll out a little bit through the lower back. So feel the pelvis, the sacrum, just getting a little bit of massage. See if you can massage into the sides of the waist, massaging into the middle back, and then massaging into the shoulder blades and the upper back. And then gently releasing the head and the neck. So right first, dropping the chin to the shoulder, feeling the stretch down the left side. Breathing in, come back into center. Exhaling, chin goes to left shoulder. Breathe in, twice more, rolling it over on the back of the skull. Breathe in, exhale to left. Last time, right and left. And come back into center. Release the legs, roll over to one side and just gently press yourself up. Take time to get there. And let's come into a nice comfortable seat. You can sit on a bolster, you can sit on a block if you like, or you could just sit on the mat. Just rock from side to side there, feeling the sit bones starting to feel grounded. And feel the spine lengthening as you breathe in. We want to feel the sides of your body lengthening all the way up. Relax the shoulders, soften across the collarbones, soften across the chest. We don't want to be too rigid. We just want to be firm yet relaxed. Drawing in the abdomen to the lower spine. Then dropping chin towards the chest. Start to roll down through the spine, pulling the belly back towards the lower back and just dropping the head forward. Taking a moment to just take a few breaths. Notice if you've lifted the shoulders up towards the ears here. Try to relax the shoulders down. Letting the head drop a little bit more. And then from here, we're going to lengthen the spine out into a flat back. So you open up the chest, you start lengthening from the base of your spine, opening up the chest, and then looking forward. So keep the chest nice and open, nice long spine, and then exhale, round and release once more. Twice more we do that. So lengthening up, nice flat back. Good. Imagine if you've got a big pole going all the way from the back of the head right down to the tailbone, it would absolutely meet your spine. Exhaling, rounding, releasing. And last time, nice flat back. So really opening up the chest, looking forward. And then press yourself up to seated once more. Lifting up the right arm, left arm goes behind you, and then take it up and over to the knee so you get into a gentle little spinal twist here. So you can use that arm. It's a little bit of leverage on the knee. Lifting up on your inhale breath, exhaling. And then lifting the arms up and over to the other side. Deepening your rotation on your exhale. Breathe in, the arms come up to above the head. We're going to pull the arms down into cactus. So you're going to pull the elbows down, nice and strong, and then meet the thumbs and the fingers above the head. So twice more. Exhale, pull down just at shoulder height. Lovely. And press up. Pulling down into cactus. And up. And then last time we come and we stay and hold. And see if you can get a little twist into the spine here. So pulling the back arm not forward. So you're keeping the alignment across and just twisting, turning to the other way, twisting, not pulling that elbow too far forward, twisting. Good. And staying and holding. Roll the shoulders here. Lifting in. And releasing down. And then the arms come into the center. Elbows, wrists meet. Keep the elbows nice and lifted. And open. Twice more. Exhale, close. Press the palms and elbows together. Inhale, open. Last time, exhale, close. Inhale, open. This time they come together, and this is where we start to pulse the arms upwards. So you're lifting the elbows, reaching the fingers. What might happen is that the elbows might slightly come apart as you lift, so try and squeeze them together. Ooh, tiring a little bit easier here. And then release the arms down, lift the legs together. Ooh. Give yourself a big hug. So taking the legs out into a wide leg here. You can use a block if you like here to rest the arm on, either on the inside or the outside of the right leg. And they can be on any level. So we're going to turn the torso so that your arm and your chest are in line with your leg. You're going to reach the arm down, keeping grounded through that back hip. So really pull that back hip down and then open up through the side body and then reaching up the arm over the head. You can flex into the feet if you like here, pushing through the soles. And try not to dip the chest or the shoulder forward. Imagine that somebody was holding the rib cage and rolling it open. Maybe the gaze looks underneath the elbow. Try and soften through this left shoulder. Yeah. Give it a little bit of movement if you like. And then we're going to start to release the torso. So you're in a nice flat back there. And the chest is facing the foot, facing the thigh, and then exhale, release the head down towards the knee. Try to pull the left shoulder down as much as the right. Quite a deep stretch into the left side of your body. Draw the abdomen back towards the spine. And then lengthen the spine here, nice flat back. Chest faces your toes. And then press back up into the center. Good. If you need to, you can release your wide leg and just do a few windscreen wipers, or you can just stay in the wide leg, of course. Let's go to the other side. So block comes on the inside or the outside of the leg. You turn the torso so that your shoulder is in line with that leg there. Reaching the arm down, keeping that hip nice and grounded. Keep lifting through the side body and then reaching the arm up and over. Flexing the feet if you wish to, pushing through the soles. Rolling the rib cage open. Making sure that you're not too tight into that shoulder, giving a little bit of movement and really keeping the space between the ear and the shoulder here. Turning the gaze if it feels comfortable for the neck. Opening just a little bit more. And then start to release the chest forward. Hands might come down. And then exhale. Release over. Head comes down towards the left knee. Drawing the belly back towards the spine. Drawing the right shoulder downwards as much as the left. And then lengthening the spine. Chest presses towards the toes. And lifting up and back into center. Take the block away and release the legs. Good. So windscreen wiper those knees out to the side and let's come down into tabletop position. So knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. So notice here your shoulder movement, your protraction and your retraction. So drop the shoulders so you can press the shoulders up and drop the shoulders down. Try not to make it too clunky. So you're dropping shoulders, dropping chest, and then pushing away from the mat. Good. So dropping and pushing away. So it's not technically a cat and a cow. You're in a neutral spinal position. The abdomen is lifted. The spine is still nice and long. You're just pushing away from the mat and dropping the chest and shoulders. Protraction, retraction. And then release back into a child's pose. So knees go wide, toes come together. Exhale. Bring the hands underneath the forehead here. Elbows go nice and wide so that you can relax into the chest and shoulders. Take a few moments Breathing in, breathing out. We're working in the upper body. A little bit of shoulder movement, upper back, chest. Inhale, come into tabletop, lifting up your left arm, threading the needle, opening up through the chest, and then thread it through and under. Palm stays facing up towards the sky, keeping the hips nice and lifted above the knees, and you can reach that right arm forward. Wiggle the fingers, make sure that you've got movement there. And then feel the side of your body opening, your right side of your body. Noticing the chest, the armpit. And if you can here, this is your choice. You can keep the right arm reaching forward, or you might just reach the right arm up to the sky. So wrist is above the shoulder. That's it. Palm faces forward, same direction that you're looking. And just open a little bit more. Press the back of the hand behind you. Good. Feel where that target area comes for you. And then release the right palm down and lift up back into tabletop. Lift up the right arm this time, open through the right side, and then thread through and under. Wiggle the fingers and left arm slides forward. Take a moment to just get settled, find some steady breath there as you open up through the left side. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, starting to lift up the left arm. Palm faces the same way that you are. Pressing the back of the hand behind you, opening up just a little bit more. Reaching the fingers up towards the sky. And release the left palm down and bring the right palm back once more. Sliding forward into heart pose, fingertips come forward. Exhaling the chest down. You can, of course, rest the head on a block or down onto the forehead, or maybe the chin. Depends if your neck feels quite loose and open to do so. Melting here as much as you can. And then sliding forward onto the forearms. So get my mat straight. So a little bit of strength work coming up here. So on your forearms, you're in your forearm plank, knees are down. You're pushing away from the mat, reminding yourself of that protraction and retraction, exactly what you did when you were in your tabletop position. So again, dropping the chest, dropping the shoulders, pushing away. So we want to be in that pushing away place. And then tucking the toes, drawing up through the abdomen, through the front and the back body, and then lifting up the legs away from the mat, coming into your full forearm plank if it feels comfortable to do so. Crown of the head reaches away and is in line with the hips, in line with the heels. You're in a beautiful long line. Strong, breathing, smiling, relaxing. From here, we're going to just simply drop the hips and keep the forearms open, and then release the feet. Come straight into that Sphinx pose. Breathe out, keep chest nice and lifted. Tops of the feet, all 10 toes connecting and pressing down, and you're releasing into gravity through the hips and the pelvis here. From here, we widen the elbows and you bring the fingers into a little triangle just in front of the forehead. So you rest the forehead in that little triangle. So from here, we're going to press up into these like little diamond presses. So you just press up, keeping the elbows down and lower. So try and do 5 or 6 more of those. Press up so we don't lift the elbows away. Elbows stay down. Release the head to the back of the hands. Big toes touch and just sway out through the hips here. Release the hands into seal pose out by the side of you or onto the front of the mat. Your choice. You can press up here, so maybe straightening the arms, trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Remember that protraction, retraction, and then widening the elbows and lower. So you can be on the palms or the fingertips, pressing up and lower. 3 or 4 more. Time it with your breath, keeping the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. The heels aren't turning in towards one another. And slowly release. Bring the hands back underneath the head, big toes touch. Lying chest opener here, so the left arm comes through. Oh no, sorry. Left arm goes over the back side of you, so in line with your shoulder. And you're going to roll over onto the left hip. The right arm you use as your leverage, and the knees can stay bent and in front of you here. Or you might wish to release the top leg back behind you. So lying chest opener. If the posture feels too deep for you, bring the arm closer down towards the hip. So the left arm, slide it down towards the hip. Palm is face down. And then slowly release, come all the way back into the center. Head comes onto the back of the hands. Relax through the feet. Right arm goes out to the side, palm face down. You roll onto the right hip, opening up the leg if you choose to, using the left hand as your balance stabilizer. If it's too much for you in that right arm, right shoulder, move the arm down closer to the hip. And slowly release back the leg, release back the arms. Head to the back of the hands, big toes touch. Sway yourself out a little bit through the hips here. So we're going to do that once more, but with some movement. So left arm goes out to the side and right arm comes down. You're going to roll over, tap the knee, tap the foot, roll back. So repeating 3 or 4 times. Roll over, tap the foot, roll back to center. Breathe out as you roll back. Breathe in as you come back into the center of the mat. Twice more, roll over, roll in, roll over, roll in. Change sides straight away. Right arm goes out. Left arm is your stabilizer. Roll onto the right hip. Breathe into center. Right hip into center. Breathe out to the hip. Breathe into center. Out to the hip. Breathe into center. Last time, breathe out. And in, and release the head to the hands. Good work. Sway out. And bring the hands back to the hips, palms face up, and just rest on the cheek. So the arms come back behind you, interlace the fingers at the base of the pelvis, roll the shoulders open, press the knuckles back, keep the tops of the feet pressing into the mat and lifting up head, chest, rib cage. You might lift away from the mat, crown of the head reaches forward. You're in a half locust position, breathing, not taking tension anywhere other than it needs to be. Working areas. Engage the glutes, engage the spinal extensors, press the knuckles back, breathing in, lift a little higher. And slowly release to the opposite cheek. Hands come down by the hips and just sway out. So this time we lift up and down. Again, a little bit of repetitive movement. So hands can be interlaced, or you might just have them simply by the hips, lifting up and lower, lifting up and lower, up and lower, up and lower. Twice more, up and lower, up and lower. Release, sway out. And press yourself back, tabletop. Sway out through the hips here and find a cat and cow. So mobilizing through the spine here, looking forward, dropping the belly, exhaling, rounding through the spine, the shoulders, chin to chest. Just a few more. And then last time, pull it back into child's pose. This time the toes, the feet, the knees come together. Get the belly free from the thigh as you reach the fingertips forward. Exhaling, forehead comes to the mat or to a block. Breathing out, feeling each vertebra releasing, creating space between each one. Trying to release the hips back to the heels. And then slowly roll up to kneeling, bringing the hands back to the knees. Slowly roll up. Use each and every vertebra. And then coming up to kneeling. Good. Let's come into a cow face pose. So it's not technically the cow face. We're just going to do the arms. So you can kneel or you can sit. And you can, of course, use your strap if the arms don't quite meet behind you. So cow face pose or cow face arms is the right arm lifts, left arm comes back behind you, and maybe those fingertips meet in the middle. You might be able to take hold of the fingers. If not, hold the strap and use the strap, but we're pulling in the underneath arm and we're lifting and pushing up the top arm there. Feel the spine is nice and long. You're not arching through the spine or pushing the rib cage forward. You're drawing the rib cage back and knitting the rib cage, lifting up the top elbow and in towards the ear and drawing the underneath elbow in towards the body. Try and drop the shoulders, breathing out, releasing tension into the face. Couple more breaths here. And slowly release the arms. Let them hang down by the side of you just for a moment's rest. Circle the shoulders up and back. Change sides. So left arm lifts, right arm goes under. And you might find that one side might reach and one side doesn't. That's okay. This side for me, I cannot meet my fingers. So I can reach the fingertips, but I cannot pull them in. It's the underneath arm that's suffering with that. Softening through the rib cage, knitting the rib cage in towards one another. Drawing the abdomen back towards the spine and feel the spine is long. Relaxing into the face. And then releasing the arms. Let them hang down by the side of you. And just gently circle the shoulders. So this time, again, a little bit of repetitive movement. So the arms come in, release, in, release, in, release, in. See if you get any more movement each time that you bring it in. Twice more. A little bit of coordination and release. Good. Bringing the right arm across the body. Draw it in towards you. Try and soften through this shoulder here. You might feel a stretch. And then lifting up the right arm. Pulling it back. Soften chest, shoulders, rib cage. And release, go to the other side. Pulling the arm in towards you. Breathing out where you feel the tightness there. And then lifting the elbow, releasing the hand down the back. Getting a little bicep stretch there. And release. Circle the shoulders. So a little forward fold here. So bringing the legs out in front of you. You can, of course, keep the knees bent or straight. Lifting up the arms and reaching forward as if the arms are going way past the toes, lengthening away from the hips, and then softening into your seated forward release. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, keeping that space from ear to the top of the shoulders, letting the head release even more. Each breath out, maybe you drop just a little bit more, maybe a millimeter, maybe a centimeter. Pulling the belly back towards the spine. Keep those abdomen muscles working to support the torso. And starting to roll up through the spine. We're going to do repetitions of these folds, so the arms sweep up and reach forward as you exhale. Roll back through the spine. Pull the belly back towards you, lifting up the arms, releasing over. Pulling the belly back, rolling up through the spine. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling forward. Inhaling. Lifting up. Exhaling forward. Twice more. Breathing in as the arms raise. Breathing out as you release. Last time, breathing in. And exhale. Pulling yourself back. Sitting nice and tall. The arms come by the side of you here, palms face down, turning the toes up, engaging legs, pushing soles of the feet away. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. You're sitting tall. This is called staff pose. Elbows tuck in towards the midline of the body. Feel confident, comfortable, relaxed yet firm. And then release the feet. So soles of the feet come down, knees bent. These are our little tabletop, upward tabletop lifts. So your choice here with the hands, if the flexion of the hands is too deep, you can turn the hands out or just back a little bit. It's probably a little bit too much there. Or you might feel better putting the wrists on blocks so that you have that extra height to come up into those tabletop lifts. I'll let you choose that one for yourself there. Okay, so let's see how many tabletop lifts we can do. Extending the knees forward, lifting the hips for 1 and lower. 2 and lower. 3, lower. 4, lower. 5, lower. Let's do one more. 6 and hold. Opening up the chest. 1, 2. Lift the hips. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lowering the hips. Releasing the legs, releasing the arms. Circle through the wrists. Well done. Woo! How are we feeling? Are we good? Okay, a little bit of core work now. So we're going to roll down and up into a little bit of spinal and core work. So slowly, with control, release down. Head might touch the mat, and then chin to chest. Ooh! Pull yourself back up again. Ah, no. And roll down. I know it's tough for me as well in the morning. The hips are tight, the hip flexors, and roll up. So really think about using the back extensors and the abdominals here to control the roll down and the roll up. Twice more. Try and keep the feet down if you can, like she says. I'm struggling with that. And we come up to seated. This time we come into our half boat. So just rocking back just a little bit, keeping the spine nice and long, shoulders are relaxed, lifting up the right foot, holding and lowering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, right, lower, left, lower. Twice more, right, lower, left, lower. Keep the chest open, fingertips reaching away. Last time, left, lower. Both feet together, one, toe tap, lift, toe tap. You can repeat singles if you prefer. Balancing on those sit bones, well done. I said we would have a little bit of core work. And last time, stay and hold. You can extend the legs or you can keep them bent. You can take them into full boat. Whoa! Keep the chest nice and lifted. Last few bits of work. And release the legs. Good. Fold over, give yourself a release through the spine. And rolling down, nice and slowly, with control, all the way to the mat. Gently draw the knees in towards the chest and just roll out through the spine. Notice how the shoulders, the chest, and the upper back now feel. After all of the practice that we've done, everything's been centered towards the upper body. So placing the soles of the feet down, these are your bridge lifts. So hands come down by the side of the hips, palms face down. You're going to press into the palms, pressing into the feet, rolling up through the spine, lifting the hips, rolling down through the spine, lowering the hips, lifting up and down. You're rolling up onto the shoulders, trying to get the shoulders round and underneath you. Twice more. And last time, come up and stay. Send the knees forward. Interlace the fingers if it's comfortable to do so, so that you can roll the shoulders a little bit more underneath you to get a little bit more height. Press the knuckles downwards. Neck is long. Facial expression relaxed. Try not to turn to look left and right when you're in any of these reclined inversions like bridge or shoulder stand. And release the hands. Take time. Shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back, rolls down. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out. Last twist. So left leg goes long along the mat, right knee stays in towards the chest. Taking the left hand onto the right knee, you're going to pull that knee over onto the left hip. Maybe the foot reaches the mat or a block, opening up the right arm if it feels comfortable. Start to slow everything down now. All the efforts past. No more effort needed. Soften into these supine twists. If you like to turn the head to look towards the right hand, you can, of course, do that. Bring the head back into center. Bring the knee back into center. Change legs. Left knee comes into the chest. Right leg extends. Take the right hand to the top of the left knee, rolling onto the right hip. Left arm extends out to the side, pulling the left shoulder, left chest downwards, and choosing to look towards the left hand. Softening, releasing, surrendering everything here. And inhaling, bringing the head back, the leg back, and draw both knees in. Roll and massage out through the lower spine, feeling the sacrum releasing. Massage into the waist. Massage into the middle back, the upper back and the shoulders. Circle the shoulders up and back. And then take the soles of the feet together, butterfly pose, and take the arms into cactus. So bend at the elbow, palms face up. This could be your Shavasana posture, or you might prefer the traditional corpse pose with the soles of the feet releasing to the end of the mat and the hands down by the side of the body. So closing the eyes now just for a couple of minutes in Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out through the mouth. Releasing the hands down to the side of the body, wiggling the fingers, moving the wrists. If you're still in butterfly, lift the knees together, take them wide. So toes turn in, knees drop together. Take the hands to the belly and just relax the hips, relax the shoulders. Start to blink open the eyes if you had them closed. Heel toe the feet into parallel, draw the knees in, roll and massage out. and roll to one side and just stay there for a moment, just on the side. Then pressing yourself up and just come to seated. Sitting nice and tall. And ask yourself that question once more. How do you feel today? Mentally, physically, and emotionally listening to the answer that comes back to you. And thanking yourself. And I thank you.